Margaret, just on that last point about the question of knock-on effects and pay increases across sectors, I think we have to acknowledge, and you'd be putting your head in the sand if one didn't acknowledge, that we have a problem with low pay in this country, and we particularly have a problem with low pay in the public sector. I mean, the ushers and the service officers in this house, the cleaners, everybody who looks after us are not paid enough. The pay is too low. And we're not just signalling out the secretarial assistance for the sake of it, but this is the particular piece of legislation that we're dealing with that pertains to them. But there should be an acknowledgement that the rate of inflation, the cost of electricity, of rent, of educating your kids, is all going way out of kilter with ordinary workers, and particularly with the grades that we meet on a daily basis in this House right across the public sector and the civil service. So that acknowledgement is important. I welcome the political signal that you're giving today in relation to the secretarial assistance, but I also think a political signal in terms of the low pay of our public servants would be very, very helpful indeed, whether it's knock-on or not. An acknowledgement of it and telling things as they really are, telling the truth of what people are facing on a daily basis is important. I am disappointed that you're not going to accept the amendment, because you know that the reason the amendment is there is because it's our job in the opposition to make the government accountable. And the purpose of that amendment is to ensure that no matter what you say today, and we're glad of your positive pronouncements, is actually what you mean, and that you're held accountable to that. And that's why the amendment is there, and I would just plead with you to accept it. It's not going to tie your feet to the floor or pull your toenails out or torture you or send you to Guantanamo. It's only holding you to what you're actually saying here on a piece of paper that says, yes, I will be accountable to this House when the chips are down.
Hopefully not, Ciarán Comhairle. Well, just to say to the Deputy that, look, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm never going to be far away from the House or from the members, and I can be held to account at any time, and I'm happy to be held to account and attend committees and attend before you here in plenary session as well. I think you shouldn't underestimate the value of this debate. My own officials are here. Other officials are watching the debate remotely, and they're listening very carefully to all of the contributions that are being made. There is an ongoing process at the moment. I mean, the amendment that you're asking me to accept includes a report covering engagement the Minister has had with union representatives of political staff in respect of their pay claim. And, you know, in fairness, that's not my role. It's not my role to engage directly with the unions. The Commission is doing that work with SIPTU, and the Commission then, following that engagement and through the WRC, makes a proposal to myself as Minister. It wouldn't be helpful, and it wouldn't be appropriate in my view for myself as Minister to cut through that and to get directly involved before a negotiation is complete. I acknowledge some of the points that have been made earlier on about the role itself and whether or not the role needs to be reconsidered. Currently, the pay scale at question here is analogous to the pay scale for clerical officers across the civil and public service, and it's a matter for the Commission to come to a view as to whether or not that is appropriate. You made a suggestion, Deputy, of a job evaluation, for example, and I'm not going to advise the Commission how to do its work. That's a matter for the Commission. I respect the role that the Commission has. What we are providing for here, in essence, in the legislation is the enabling resources, not just to run these houses, but also to provide support for members and support for all of our staff. And I am satisfied that there is adequate resources within the legislation that hopefully we will pass in the coming days to address this issue in an appropriate way. And that's what I have to say for now. Thank you.